There is ice in the trees. There is cold rain standing all over the yard. And I walked out to this little baby. I'm not sure what's going on. She seems maybe a little bit lost. Maybe she got separated from her group. Are you okay? She's just standing here in the rain. Are you okay? I don't know what happened. I don't know if she's separated from her family. She seems really scared, and she's wet and are you missing your family? What's going on? One of my most recent discoveries, something that I have really enjoyed making and wearing, is the concept of the wire wrap, the memory wire bracelet. I love the way it just wraps around your wrist, and over time you don't have to worry about the elastic cord stretching out and having to be replaced. If the wire starts to lose its form a little bit or get stretched out, I just twist it and kind of tighten it up again. This one says Dream. I have found that the wire can vary as far as how well it holds a tight curl. I believe this wire came from Joann's, and it is a gold color. Again, I just twist it up tightly to try to pull it back into a tighter circle. My favorite so far has been the stainless steel memory wire, and this came from Michael's, as did these beads. I love that I can wear these bracelets and have them sort of wrap around my Apple Watch. It seems like they're loose enough to complement the Apple Watch, not restrict it, and yet give it a little bit of playfulness or art, if you will. The stretchy beads sometimes are just too close to it, and it begins to feel restrictive, and it sometimes doesn't look right to me. Of course, this is just my personal taste and opinion. I don't think I would have ever purchased an Apple Watch on my own. My sweet Jason had this waiting for me for Valentine's Day a couple of years ago, and I'm kind of attached to it. They are very useful. I don't wear a lot of yellow because of my skin color, but I do love the natural look of these beads. They look like wood, but they're acrylic, and I love the flower design there. These are check beads, beautiful glass with just a lovely sparkle and shimmer. And then these are shells, and I love that it adds a touch of sort of a creamy white color. I am going to go ahead and open this. Sometimes when you buy wire, they're already cut into individual pieces. And sometimes it will say makes 4 bracelets, or however many bracelets. I'm not sure I understand the reasoning with this cut. Let's look at the package again. This just says large bracelet, so it's interesting that it is cut the way it is. That's okay. You can see from this one it has 1, 2, 3, really four complete loops, and the two ends of the bracelet sort of line up. Of course, it's going to stretch out some, but this is about 4 wraps around, and I really, really like that a lot. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's look at where this first part of the wire starts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go ahead and clip right about here. So it gives me 4 complete loops. And the ending of the wire is, the ends overlap a bit at this point, but as we put beads on, it's gonna stretch out a little bit. Now let's get these beads off of the strings. The beads are on sale at Michael's. I do hope to get a few more strands before they go off sale this time. But I bought these yesterday, and I love the looks of this. It feels so bright and so happy and springy and sunshiny. I don't wear a lot of yellow because of my skin color, but I feel like I can get away with a few yellow beads in this very natural looking selection of beads. I have a container of wooden beads, and then I have the wooden letters if I decide to use some of those. I'm going to start by curling the end of the wire with these round tip pliers. Now, some people curl back and some people curl in towards your wrist. I curl in because I feel like it is going to be less likely to get caught on things. And you just grab that wire. I try to do it towards the end of the tip of the pliers so that we're making a small loop. I make 2 complete circles, and I turn until the very end of the wire is almost completely inward towards the main part of the bracelet. I feel like that will help to prevent it getting caught on things also. And then I feel with my fingers to see if it's going to feel like it's likely to get caught on things. Then I might just work with it a little bit until it feels like I have it bent to where that end is hiding somewhat. When you put your first bead on it, it's possible that that bead might help cover the tip, so you can think about that. The next question would be, how do I want the beads? You know, do I want a pattern? Do I want it to be more random? Sometimes with very small beads, I use a bowl and I fill it up with beads, and you can just run the wire through and it will pick up random beads. That's how I do these, and that's very, very relaxing and fun. There's really no thought to it except just running the wire through the bowl of beads and picking up whatever comes next. Of course, I planned the words and decided where on the bracelet I wanted those, and I stopped and put those there with purpose, but otherwise it's just whatever came out of the bowl next. I've recently done a huge bead destash and cleared out my collection of a lot of very quality beads, but I'm just building my inventory again to change up the way my bracelets are looking. This is the first thing that I have purchased since doing that cleanup. Now I'm going to try putting one of the white ones in, and then maybe one of these pretty check beads, and let's put one of the big beads into place and see what we think about that. I like that. I do want enough yellow that the yellow is really visible, but I don't want too much yellow, if that makes sense. Sometimes with the memory wire bracelets, when they're big like this, it's hard to plan out how many beads it's going to take if you do a pattern. I think I may add in a wooden one to see how I like that, and I do like it already. I think what I'm going to do is mostly random, with this pattern repeating every so often, and maybe even staggering it so that it looks natural or more organic. So let's go ahead and do our pattern again. Let's put another yellow. I do like to put words on my bracelets. I see them when I'm working during the day, when my hands are in front of me, and it reminds me to do whatever's on the bracelet, whether it's dream, believe, trust, pray, whatever the word is. So let's go ahead and I'm going to put another large bead on, and then just put a couple of yellows. If I do decide to put words, I try to put them so they're kind of in the center of the bracelet. That makes sense to me. Let's put a few little wooden beads in. Now let's put a couple more yellow. Let's twist this all around and see where we are with the pattern. So I think I want to repeat the pattern again. And another dark wooden bead. Let's get this all twisted around. This bracelet is really starting to take on a look. And I'm noticing that in this section, I don't really have any of these, the big beads with the designs. So I want to make sure that over this next little section, I have some visible, which means I'm probably going to do my pattern a couple of times. Maybe we will even do it a couple of times in a row. So let's get 2 yellows, check, white, and this. As far as adding words, if I am going to do it, I need to start thinking about that soon, because we've sort of hit the center of the bracelet. I'm going to put the word believe. It means so many things to me in so many areas of my life right now. When I'm putting the words on, I make sure that they're all facing the same way. I'm going to start with the B, and I'm placing them on the wire upside down from my perspective. I'm not sure why I was inclined to do it that way, but it's always worked out so far. So we have B, E, L, V, E. Now probably one thing I should have checked is to see if this yellow bead is going to slide right up under the letter. No, that should be fine. Sometimes if a bead is too small, it'll slide up underneath another bead, and you don't want that. So let's repeat our pattern again. We had 1 yellow, let's put another, and then a check bead, a white bead. I have finished beading. I've reached the end of the wire. There's no real way that I have found to measure exactly how much I need in order to loop this twice. It's kind of a guesstimate. I'm going to put 1 more yellow bead on because I think I have a little bit too much wire sticking out. And we are going to carefully get to the end of the wire here and loop it under just like we did at the other end of the bracelet. And I try to leave enough again where I can loop it twice. And that turned out pretty much perfect. And as you tighten it, of course, it pulls all the beads together nicely. We've ended up with a really pretty bracelet. It says believe. Maybe I will make a new watch face to match the bracelet. Let's get to the butterflies. That's not bad. I hope hope you enjoyed this. I really do love wearing these bracelets. They're comfortable. Again, you don't have to worry about elastic stretching out. Once or twice I've caught the loop on something and you just unsnag yourself. That doesn't happen very much though.